Good morning. It is Patrick and the people. We are back live. Sorry, we had a technical issue here that we had to work through, but we made it. We're alive. We're good. Everybody's good here, right?
Yep.
Well, let's get some introductions done. Good morning to everyone out there.
Morning.
Sorry that you thought, hey, it wasn't going to happen, but, we're going to make things happen here. To my left, you've met him maybe before.
What's up?
Bundy or Dustyn Bundrick, owner of Bundy Electric. What's going on with you, man?
Man, not a whole lot. Good morning to you.
How was your weekend, buddy?
It was pretty good. Me and my wife celebrated our 7th wedding anniversary since you married us there at the castle on Stagecoach.
I did do that. I did officiate that wedding. It's one of the first ones that I did, as a matter of fact, when I got back. Because if you don't know, I do officiate weddings. And matter of fact, did one for a beautiful couple a couple weeks ago. But I was on a cruise ship. We did a cruise with the station, and a bunch of listeners came, and somebody called me and said, "Hey, listen, can you officiate a wedding?" And I was like, "Well, no, I don't have a license." Well, we've got a couple here that we're supposed to get married, but the officiant hasn't shown up. And I said, "Well, give me about 5 minutes." And I got on my phone, and Laura was in the bathroom. By the time she got out, I was ordained, and I did, in fact, go down and officiate that wedding. And so when I got back home, yours, I think, was in the first three I did after.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the first one, but yeah, it was.
It was right up there though, and what a beautiful wedding that it was. Now you said y'all went to Eureka. All right, open the door. I knew. Come on, bring it in here. This is what caused all the problem. Come on, Carrie. Sorry about that. This is what happens when Carrie gets toys right here. You see this? This is an Aztec death whistle.
Dude, that got me this morning when I came in.
Did it? Yeah. He blew that when they started coming in this morning. This is literally the whistle they used when they were about to attack. And so, if there were 100 of them, they'd all blow it at the same time. Hold on, it'd be like.
That's terrifying.
Can you imagine that coming? Like 100 people blowing one of those at the same time, man. That's pure insanity. That's probably what caused our technical glitch. Don't do that again, man. That's probably what did it. Yeah, you did it, Gary. It's your fault. I'm blaming you, man.
Well, it is Halloween.
Okay, so Eureka Springs, you were telling me. What's going on there, man?
Man, we went to the Crescent Hotel.
Oh, did you? The haunted hotel? I stayed there. Yeah.
Nice. Had
See
some
any
good
ghosts?
breakfast. No ghosts, no spirits, but had some good breakfast, really good breakfast. And just kind of window shopped in town the rest of the day. It's a great town to be in, especially the month of October.
Was everybody sparking up, walking around? That's how they do it in Eureka.
For sure. And I was surprised because I didn't know that you could buy, I guess it's recreational to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have a med card or anything. My wife has one, but I was able to walk in a shop and buy a little bit for our day, and I was surprised. I didn't know.
It was good stuff. Yeah. I like walking around Eureka, except uphill, because Jesus, those are calf-breaking hills there.
Those are where
they'll get you. To my right, it's Rich Rockwell. You know him as the famous announcer here in Little Rock, the Bruce Buffer of Arkansas, if you will. And y'all got a couple big bouts that are coming up, don't you?
Yeah. We've got a Gladiator Championship Wrestling having an event this Saturday up in Ozark, Arkansas.
Okay.
Mayhem. And South Central Wrestling out in Mountain Pine.
Out in Mountain Pine. That's down by Hot Springs or a little south of there?
Yeah. Just
okay.
outside of Hot Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, maybe later this week, maybe we can get some tickets out to people.
Yeah, I actually have 4 tickets to GCW and SCW both. I'll be giving those out on Thursday. So.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll come up with a way to get those out to you guys. We've got some other prizes too that we want to roll out. Now, to my right here, his first appearance on the program, but certainly not his last. And there should be some good conversation today. I'll tell you that. It's Matthew Orton. Now, he has his own podcast, Drunken Cryptids. He pursues all things supernatural, and he's what he refers to as a Bigfoot enthusiast. But he's looking for Bigfoot out here, baby. What's going on, man?
Hey, Patrick, it's good to be on the show. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, so run the Drunken Cryptids podcast. We do investigations. We do research. A lot of research. A lot of research.
Yeah.
So
a lot of research.
Yeah, a lot of research. Then out in the woods.
You have research enhancements?
Yes, that's why it's the Drunken Cryptids.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You stayed kind of enhanced as you do it. That's what makes it fun, right?
Exactly. You have to do it that way.
Yeah. Now, how many are in kind of your group of explorers?
I've got roughly anywhere between 5 to 6 of us.
Okay, and you speak all over the place. I mean, you've just been invited to be a speaker somewhere about Bigfoot. Am I right?
Yeah. So I've been invited to go to Ohio for next year. So my schedule's getting booked. Ohio, Oregon. Speaking of Ozark, there's going to be a town hall in Ozark. I believe in February I'll be up there. Nice. And I just got back from up there in Harrison, being a speaker as well.
And that's scary. Yeah, and I lived there for 2 years, and man, it was scary. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but we did.
Yeah, you see things you think are ghosts, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a town hall up there. We also filmed a documentary, Searching for Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah?
Nice. So that'll be airing next year.
Okay. So it's in post-production now, editing and all that. Oh, that's very cool. Very interesting. Well, I can promise you we're going to unpack a lot of that today. You guys who've known me long enough know that I have a little bit of skeptic in me, and so I think we're going to have some great conversation later. But for now, let's talk about who outran the Grim Reaper. Let's go with Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Families, 49. Jeff Goldblum, if you can believe it, 72, man.
Wow.
Jeff Goldblum, man.
Yeah, I would have sworn he was 62.
Yeah, he's in that stage of his career where anything he does is gold. It doesn't matter if it's a commercial for apartments.com or whatever it is. You're just like, he's weird and quirky, and I like him, you know?
Any movie or show he's on, you have to watch.
Yeah. Right. Did you ever see The Fly with him in it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. What a great horror film that was. It really is a classic. It's worth watching. His performance in it's killer.
Young Gina Davis.
Young Gina Davis. You like young Gina Davis?
I think we all like young Gina Davis.
Probably my favorite movie with her in it is Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, I forgot, but that is a good
with her and Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. And
I've seen that one.
Oh, you hadn't seen it? Well, let me tell you what it is. It's and I'll not spoiler alert. But she is an assassin who has forgotten she's an assassin.
Okay.
And it's that's kind of what the plot is about. Is she kind of comes into cognizance of who she is based on a series of events, and a lot of insane ass kicking starts happening, and it involves Samuel L. Jackson, and that enhances everything.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Jonathan Lipnicki, Jerry Maguire, Stuart Little, he's 34 now. Christopher Lloyd, that's Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Yeah, how do you think Doc Brown is? Take a guess.
110.
That's a good guess.
I'm going to go with 89.
At least 100.
Okay, 86 is the answer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He played in Back to the Future, Taxi, Addams Family, all that. Bob Odenkirk, he's a badass from Breaking Bad. You know him as Saul. Better Call Saul. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 62. By the way, did you know he worked as a writer for SNL from 1987 to 1991? He really wanted to be in the cast, but I guess he wasn't good enough for the cast.
Yeah.
He's good enough for being Saul, though. And that, I'll tell you what, man, that character, he really did a great job. I just watched Breaking Bad. I've never watched the series until this past year, and we binged the whole thing, and it's as good as they say it is. I mean, it's probably a top 10 series to me of all time.
For sure. One of our favorites.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. You guys, have you seen it?
I have not.
I was about to say, I thought I was the only person on the planet who had never seen it, so I'm not alone.
Okay. Well, if you like drama and gritty, crazy, wild stuff, it's along that lines,
and Bryan Cranston in it.
Bryan Cranston is phenomenal as Walter White. Yeah,
the whole show.
Yeah, no, he is. It's kind of a Soprano-ish in a lot of ways, I guess.
What's funny? I've never seen that one either.
Oh man,
you're not the only one.
Well, I have a busy schedule, so
no, I understand.
Shows and TV shows for me just aren't really.
Yeah,
I can't get into them. So
I got it. No, I'd
single dads.
I'd much rather be. Yep. I'd much rather be in the cold in the woods with some dudes drinking beer, chasing Bigfoot than watching that. I promise you. Let's see who else is on here. Switchfoot's John Foreman is 48. Zach Hansen is 39. Yeah, he's one of the Hansons at 12. They won a Grammy. Yeah, you see, they're still putting out hits. Let's see. Shaggy, it wasn't me, 56.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Right.
Really?
Yeah. That's right.
That means we're getting old.
Yeah, no, you damn sure are getting old, bro. You really are. Yeah.
That on the oldies station.
I don't even want to talk about
Hey, I just the other day, last week, Eminem turned 52.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 Mile. 8
I've
Mile.
still been thinking about that.
Yeah, I know. It's a trip, isn't it?
52. And I
Yeah, right. Slim Shady is now 52. Okay, so let's get to it. The election 2 weeks out. Oh, my God. Both candidates are hitting the ground running this week. Former President Trump paid a visit to North Carolina, holding an afternoon rally in Greenville after an earlier stop to tour hurricane damage in Asheville. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris made stops in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. So I guess it's neck and neck. I don't know. It's hard to believe anything that I see or read in the news, but I will tell you what was funny and what seemed to get, I mean, like when I was looking at social media yesterday, TikTok, all this, all I could find was Trump at McDonald's serving fries. I mean, that was everywhere, man.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, my son, my younger son, he's 22. He goes, you know what? He goes, I've never in my life seen a presidential candidate do that. He goes, that's kind of cool, man. He goes, I don't mean to speak ill. He goes, but that's not the top end job, and he's out there doing it, hanging out with these folks. And he goes,
it was all staged and everything.
I don't really think it was. They tried to say that it was, but it was actually McDonald's was open and they were serving clients.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they said I saw something that said like they vetted the people that were coming through.
Well, I'm sure they did. Yeah, you're not going to let. Yeah, you want someone to come shoot the guy? I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, we're going to let anybody in a window with Donald Trump. Sure, yeah, no. Yeah, I think we've had that problem recently a couple times, haven't we? All right. Walmart announcing the return of their inflation-free meal deal through the holidays. The deal is going to be released at a lower price, and the deal offers 29 items, turkey, sides, and dessert. It's going to serve 8 people at a cost of about $52. Meals can be gifted to friends or family or donated to the Salvation Army. Items will be listed on walmart.com/Thanksgiving link, and that'll run through Christmas Eve. This comes on the heels of Aldi or Aldi. I don't know how you say it. Does anybody know?
No.
I think it's Aldi.
I haven't even been in there. They offer all their items for Thanksgiving for $47, and it allegedly feeds 10. I assume 10 not very hungry people. 10 of the new thinner people, the Ozempic crowd.
Yeah.
President Biden honored recipients of the National Medal of Arts and Humanities. He spoke at a ceremony. He said that recipients have broken barriers, redefined cultures, masters of their craft who've made America better. So let's see who is recognized. Class 22 and 23 recipients. Medal recipients include Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. She was groundbreaking and awesome. Eva Longoria, Idina Menzel, Ken Burns. Hey, you know him from if nothing else, from editing the Ken Burns effect when you make video and stuff. You've probably seen that before. Queen Latifah, Spike Lee, Selena, John Meacham, Bruce Cohen, Steven Spielberg, LeVar Burton, and the late Anthony Bourdain. Boy, here's a big surprise, because who's not doing this? Ringo Starr announced he's releasing, guess what? A country album, everybody. That's right. Yeah.
Way to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Nothing like being early. Look Up is produced by T-Bone Burnett, who co-wrote most of the 11 songs on the album. Ringo said he's, quote, always loved country music. Yes, of course he has, and that's where everyone's at right now, so that's nothing to do with it. January 10th release, and then he's going to film a special at the Ryman Auditorium in January. I guess if you're Ringo Starr, it doesn't matter what you do, you're Ringo Starr.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kind of like Jeff Goldblum. It's going to sell.
Yeah.
We're going to buy it.
Yeah, probably will, although I still, he was my least favorite Beatle, probably, to be honest with you.
I'm just not a fan either.
I'm not either, man.
Not a fan of just in general the
Beatles?
Not the Beatles, but just everybody putting out the country album.
Laura, she didn't give a damn about the Beatles. It didn't mean anything to her. I mean, I do respect them. I mean, I think they're awesome, but
for sure.
I when I hear their songs, I'm not mad or anything. I typically don't just play Beatles songs. Do y'all ride around playing Beatles songs?
No.
I mean, there's nothing wrong if you do. It's cool.
I won't turn it if it comes on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I guess if I heard it on the radio, I might even know it.
Yeah, right.
But I just, I guess I've heard it so much in my younger years.
That's
kind of good on the Beatles. I'm kind of full on them for now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, much like Leonard Skinner, I've had enough. I'm good.
Yeah, same thing. Leonard Skinner to me is like overplayed.
No, you don't say.
Oh gosh. Freebird.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
Last year, Publix discontinued their tradition of selling hurricane cakes. Now some Floridians want them back. The cakes were shaped like storm radars with blue, green, red, and white swirls that represent the severity and decorated with messages like, leave Florida alone and go away. Reddit user Italics12 posted a picture of the cake with the caption, bring back hurricane cakes. So I guess that when they say people want them back, they meant someone on Reddit.
Given like everything's super sad with Florida, but
Yeah.
I think the last thing that they need to do is be wishing for to bring anything hurricane related back.
Well, you know, I mean, I guess it's one way to flip the middle finger to it, you know, say, hey, yeah, I may as well.
You first said that, and like they wanted hurricane cake back, and I was going to say, all right, we'll just bake
Look,
one and hold it outside. There's the hurricane.
I do feel bad for them, but I also know they chose to live in Florida.
I mean,
Man, I just suggest that they do know where they live, you know, and they do have the capability of leaving Florida
Yep.
at any point that they choose. You know what I mean? It's just like California. I'm sorry, there's earthquakes.
Right.
You can leave.
or us in tornado.
You know, you're right. I can move out of Tornado Alley if I want to. Yeah.
I saw about where you live.
I was showing a house yesterday or day before in Cabot.
Yeah.
And they had one of these new modern tornado shelters, and it's outside. It's not in the ground. It looks like, you know, the thing, if you go to the bank, the tube that you put the money in and send it up, it looks like that, but made of concrete. And you open the door, and you could probably get, I'm guessing, if you had to cram 6 to 8 people in there on top of each other, you could, but you could probably get 4 people in it. Just, I mean, I don't know if it's concrete or steel. It was heavy as hell. That's what I know. You ain't moving it. It ain't going nowhere.
Right.
But I was just like, that's kind of weird, just standing up in the backyard right behind the house. I was like,
I haven't seen one of those.
you know, normally they dig them down in the ground, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how mine is.
Now, I did show another one, same day, that had, in Cabot, that had a safe room that was also a tornado shelter in a closet area. It was all concreted up. And it was pretty cool. I had like 4 locks on the door, you know, so that if someone was trying to break in, you know, they would have trouble getting through.
Yeah, I don't think it was the safe room one. Yeah.
If somebody tries to break in, I'm blowing that Aztec
Death whistle? That's better than any kind of shelter. I promise you that. Now, if I was breaking into a house and that sound came, I'm leaving. There's nothing I need that bad.
Imagine at night, breaking into somebody's house,
Yeah.
that whistle goes off, and a dog barks at the same time.
I may kill myself getting out. I'll be honest. I may kill myself. 5, speaking of death, this is not good at all, to be honest with you, but 5 people killed yesterday in Falls City, Washington, a juvenile suspect arrested in connection with it. Deputies responded to reports of a shooting at home in the city about 25 miles east of Seattle. Now, when deputies arrived, they found a whole family gone. 2 adults, 3 kids, another person in their mid-teens hospitalized. The teen suspect, charged with first or second degree murder, wasn't clear what connection the shooter had to the people killed. Authorities said there was no known history of any activity at the house. So the crime scene investigators from the state will be assisting what they say is going to be a lengthy investigation to figure out. And unfortunately, new details released yesterday. The investigation of the helicopter that crashed into a Houston radio tower continued. The R-44 Robinson chopper was on an air tour flight when the accident happened. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, it crashed just before 8 p.m. Sunday evening, striking a tower. And we might talk more about that later. The Secretary of State Anthony Blinken headed back to the Middle East yesterday, another push for a ceasefire in the region and into war in Gaza. The 11th trip he's made to the area since October 7th. 11th trip. Well, what is he accomplishing? 11 times. Send someone else. Jesus, he's not doing it. Anyway, since the October 7th, 2023 attack on Israel by Hamas, and this comes as Israel has stepped up attacks against Iran-backed militants, Hamas, Hezbollah, in Lebanon. The Arkansas Supreme Court has ruled that some of the votes cast in the election won't be counted. The court ruled yesterday that the ballot initiative to expand the state's medical marijuana regulations didn't fully inform voters that it would have taken the state's legislature's ability to change the constitutional amendment that legalized medical marijuana. Okay, let me do that again. They didn't fully inform voters it would have taken away the state legislature's ability to change the constitutional amendment that legalized medical marijuana. It's too late to take the initiative off the ballot, but yesterday's 4-3 decision says that none of the ballots will count. Well, typically, if it has to do with marijuana in this state, they will try to get it knocked off the ballot every chance they get.
I read that headline yesterday and was confused, really.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, it reads confusing. I haven't read it.
I think that's the new way that politicians like to do things. Right. They make it where nobody can understand it, and if nobody can understand it, it doesn't matter, right?
There you go.
We're all too dumb to understand the legalese they speak.
Right. Hey, take your business to Eureka Springs, though.
They'll do it. Yeah, go over to Oklahoma. I think they're throwing weed at people.
Yeah, Missouri too.
Yeah, Missouri too. The price of oil dropped over 7% last week, but it made up some of that ground. Futures for oil up almost 2%. Crude up to $1.23 a barrel. So a little bit of drop in price last week, blamed on slowing economic growth in China and tensions due to fighting in the Middle East. U.S. Energy Information Administration said that oil field production rose by 100,000 to 13.5 million barrels per day. That's a new record in the U.S. The U.S. Department of Education confirmed that federal student loan payments for around 8 million Americans will stay on hold for at least 6 more months. So, hey, congratulations to you. The group affected are those enrolled in the White House Save on a Valuable Education Plan. Those who signed up are excused from their monthly payments and will be put on interest-free forbearance. The extra time is due in part to legal challenges against that are working their way through court. And court documents revealed yesterday a Pennsylvania man was charged with threatening to kill a state political party employee. John Pollard of Philadelphia accused of sending threatening messages to the party employee, including a vow to, quote, skin you alive. Well, he's well. Yeah. After the employee posted on social media looking for volunteers to observe at the polls on Election Day and included a personal cell phone number. Pennsylvania, one of the many states that allow outside observers to monitor polling locations. Neither the employee nor the political party they work for were revealed in the federal indictment. And Jakey Lee, now we know a little bit more about it. The former guitarist for Ozzy was shot 3 times earlier this month while walking his dog near his Vegas home. The attack was seemingly random. He is going to make a full recovery, but now we have a little bit more information. Apparently, someone was trying to steal his neighbor's motorcycle, a couple of masked thieves. There was a verbal confrontation, which ended with, well, you know what it ended with, him getting shot 3 times, forearm, foot, and back, resulting in broken ribs and lung damage. He thanked his fans and medical staff. He's recovering at home. Said, I'll talk more about it in detail later. He's probably, pretty medicated, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to talk about it at that point either. Listen, let me just enjoy these perkies, okay?
I'll get back to you.
According to the press release, Chick-fil-A is launching an app on November 18th that includes games, recipes, podcasts, and original shows to create new ways for families to have fun, connect, and spend time together.
Wow.
Previously rumored that Chick-fil-A Play would be a streaming service. That's not the case, but it is a new app. The executive director of the brand said that it'll offer families an ultimate digital playground. Well, we need more of those, don't we? All right, let's get on to a little bit of sports here. The World Series between the Dodgers and Yankees starts Friday. The Dodgers enter the series as the favorites, probably because of a guy named Shohei Ohtani, I'm betting. That guy has been amazing.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, what was it? He did 50 homers and 50 steals same season?
Yeah.
That's the first time in history that's happened. Some people already referred to him as the best that's ever played. Don't know. But as far as the over and under total games, about 4.5. Over is 5.5. Let's see if there's anything else here you need to know. Now, just a bunch of betting statistics there. Hey, the WNBA, the historic amount of attention and rating success for the WNBA can't overshadow the fact it's still a business. And just one day after the finals came to an end, the players decided to opt out of their collective bargaining agreement. That, of course, has the potential to lead to a work stoppage if a new deal isn't negotiated and signed by the end of the next season. Oh, my God, The WNBA might have a work stoppage. What will Fox Sports do? What will ESPN do? What will they talk about if they can't talk about the WNBA? Please. Even the WNBA is like, whatever. It's not going to make us any less money. Okay, what else is going on? Well, man, they've been, 26 years, and they've yet to turn a profit. And, they're always screaming about equal pay. And I'm like, listen, you're not making any money.
Right.
You're not making money. You have to make money.
Right.
The NBA is paying your way, man. Sorry. Okay, anything else here that you need to know? Hey, the Ryder Cup charges volunteers $350 to volunteer. Yeah, so if you were thinking about that, think about taking $350 with you, because that's what you would need. And World Series tickets are on sale right now.
What are those going for?
Well, they're pretty cheap, don't you know? Yeah. Dodgers, Yankees, World Series tickets are now on sale online, and they're being resold over at StubHub for about $1,358. StubHub said sales outpaced last year's figures and are 4 times higher than the pace of the 2022 series. Sales for games 3 through 5 in New York are 40% higher than 1, 2, 6, and 7 in LA. Vivid Seats, another outlet, said its average price of tickets for this year's series, $1,368. That's double the $685 last year. Man, they just keep finding ways to screw us.
Yeah, you probably.
I mean, it's like, man, is there
$50 for a beer and $20 for a hot dog?
Could you just stop screwing people?
Right.
You want to know why people don't want to come to baseball? For God's sake, man, Jesus!
Themselves in
That and a $30 beer.
Yeah. Or I can just watch it at home for free
and drink
My own
some
beer.
PBR.
Yeah.
You can't even watch it for free anymore because you got to either stream it or you got to pay for the cable.
right.
But I
That's
can buy the
true,
beer a
but
lot
still.
cheaper, and we can sit at my tavern and watch it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think it's cheaper than $1,300 a person.
I got Bigfoot hanging out with us too,
That's-
so
There's
It is hard to be a sports
Baseball and
fan
Bigfoot.
and go to sporting events because you got, the parking, you pay for parking.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
You
Yes.
pay for the initial ticket.
yes.
Get in. You pay for water. Even water's $5 a bottle.
Oh,
Food or
Yeah,
drinks
food,
or anything.
drink,
Now, on the flip side of that, though, the Arkansas Travelers baseball game,
Yeah.
dude, great family.
No, actually, the Travelers, I know a lot of those folks over there. Lance over there is awesome. They have a hell of deals for people. I mean, you can get tickets very inexpensively. They have a lot of different events. They have reasonably priced food,
Absolutely.
everything. But talking about going to a pro game, that's not even counting if you want some merch.
Right. Or even a college game. Go to a Razorback game. Everything's
Is Razorback game pretty expensive these days? Are they?
I looked up
sure.
tickets a while ago. It was like $80 to $100 just for a ticket.
Well,
To the Razorback game?
One ticket.
Yeah,
Really?
I think we paid $80 a piece to go to the Little Rock game against Pine Bluff.
Really? Now, what about concessions at the stadium in Fayetteville? Are they expensive there too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably $12 for a burger or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
$5
just
for
a
water.
phenomenal burger, best burger you ever had?
No.
No.
Been sitting under a heat lamp.
Oh,
for
it's,
like
it's
3
the it's the
hours.
cafeteria soy burger from high school.
I remember those.
Yeah, with little cheese. You remember those?
I remember those.
Yeah. Hey, it was still better than the hot plate stuff most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And the squared pieces.
The square pizza was the jam, man. They
Amazing.
always serve the rectangular square pizza with corn and salad.
Yep, they did.
That's how it always came. Is that how it came for you guys?
Oh yeah.
So it must be for throughout history somehow pizza, corn, and salad are supposed to work together.
Those
Now,
three
why is it that when you go to Pizza Hut, Domino's, or anywhere else, they're not slinging corn? Can anyone tell me that? Where is the corn?
I want some corn with my pizza next time I order it.
Let's do something a little different here.
Brought to you by that gunk in the back of your throat. That gunk in the back of your throat. Some today.
Hey, be sure and check out the guys over at Fitz Auto if you're thinking about a vehicle. Late models, low miles. My family's got 7 vehicles from Fitz Auto between me, my wife, and my 2 sons. Every one of them have been winners. They are great to work with you, even if you have bad credit. You buy there, you pay there. They do report to the credit bureau to help you reestablish. They can work with you on down payment. Look, just go see them, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or go online to fitzauto.com and just do your app right there. Well, I'm certain that if I push this back too much further, people are going to lose their minds, Matt. So let's talk a little bit about Bigfoot, because Matt, as aforementioned, is a Bigfoot enthusiast. He has the Drunken Cryptids podcast, and they explore a lot of supernatural things. Now, where do we begin our journey looking for Bigfoot? I mean, how did you even get involved in all this, Matt?
Oh, wow. Well, that's the story itself, so I'll summarize it real quick. I'm originally from Utah.
Okay.
So I grew up in the Wasatch Front in northern Utah, but we grew up with Bigfoot. I mean, everybody talks about Bigfoot as a kid. We all knew about it, where my step-grandpa even had a scrapbook of newspaper articles.
Really?
Yeah, sightings.
So this has been a family interest for many years.
It has, yeah. My mom had a sighting up there in the Uintas, and we found out we had a cabin that we shared with another family. I mean, it's Utah, but not like that. We were 30 miles as a crow flies from Skinwalker Ranch.
Okay.
So I grew up in that area.
Yeah.
So all the time, always weird stuff out in the woods.
Now, for those who don't know, what is Skinwalker Ranch?
Skinwalker Ranch was a series on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a documentary about it. It's a whole bunch of paranormal stuff. And, I'll let the viewers decide on.
Pull your chair just a little bit more around so they can see how beautiful you are. Yeah. Yeah. No, the ladies love your beard, so they need to see more of it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Flex it for them. Yeah. Let them see that. Yeah. There you go. Scratch the crummies out. Anyway.
But no, so just grew up with, fascinated. But Skinwalker Ranch was a series featured with a whole bunch of paranormal activity going on out there, mainly focused on skinwalkers, and that's a whole nother show in itself. But,
okay.
So the love for Bigfoot has always.
So the Skinwalker Ranch doesn't have anything to do with George Lucas.
No, unfortunately,
it's a different ranch. Okay,
exactly.
All right.
So I actually crack jokes about that all the time, but no, just I had my first real. I had one handprint we found in 1992.
Yeah.
Up in the Hellhole Lake.
Now let me ask this: How does one differentiate a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, whatever you want to call it, handprint from my handprint?
Well, unless it was bigger than Shaquille O'Neal and he was up in that hellhole region, which is 92.
Okay.
Yeah, and putting his hand down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have it with me, obviously, but the hand isn't a full, like the fingers extended out.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's knuckled.
And
it was my mom who found it.
Okay.
So she was jumping up and down, and I walked over and checked.
Now let me just ask the random obvious question: what about a bear? Big bear. There's a lot of big bears up there.
There are, but they have claws. So whenever you have a print like that, it's going to leave a claw imprint. So you're going to see where the bear's at from the claws. Same thing.
I see.
Like canines.
Okay.
The paw prints, you're going to see the claws.
I got you.
So anybody that tracks, you're going to know the difference between a bear, because they have these long, sending the claws out.
Yeah.
And they dig into the dirt.
Okay.
So you're behind.
So Sasquatch doesn't have claws of any kind.
Do we know of? But no, there's been no sightings or anything with claws.
Probably chew their nails. I get it.
I bet. Well, they go down to the street to the local,
Oh, to the manicure. Yeah. USA Nails. Yeah.
Done right, Hey.
So you had it from a young age. The family had an interest in it, and at some point you began seriously, investigating, taking people with you, going to sites, people calling you, reaching out to you.
Yep.
So what's the latest, and what have you discovered in all this time? Because we don't have any real pictures unless you count the commercials that Bigfoot's in, right?
Yeah,
so
I know. I mean, for nowadays, you slap Bigfoot on anything, you're going to sell it.
Yeah.
I could put a picture of Bigfoot on this coffee cup, and I could sell it.
Oh, well, if I thought that would work, I'd put it on there right now.
Well, put it on there because it'll sell it.
You can go to the merch section of our website at patrickandthepeople.com and get lots of great merch with our logo on it. No Sasquatch, though. But anyway, go ahead.
But no, I got interested heavy into it. I had an encounter when I was stationed at Fort Hood.
I was at Fort Hood. Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great place. Colleen's not a lot of fun. I did get my first tattoo there. It was a piece of crap. But it was interesting. I'll say that.
I got my first one at Fort Riley.
Yeah. Okay.
In the city. It was a great time.
Yeah. Fort Hood was nothing but desert, snakes, and tarantulas and scorpions and things like that. That were a lot of fun.
I was not a fan of Hood at all. But,
No.
So we did. So I was the NCYC of a guard detail one night, and we had something stalk us all night. Threw rocks at us. It's where my guards were scared, wanted to leave. But so that's where the love into. But the latest research, I teamed up with Todd Neese, who just moved to Arkansas from Oregon.
Okay.
And we've been sharing a lot of cross information and cross research back and forth. And Todd's pioneering right now this infrasound research.
Infrasound, like infrared?
No, well, it's kind of. So tigers use infrasound to paralyze their prey.
Okay.
So
really,
whales use it to communicate. Elephants use it to communicate. So in the animal
they use
world,
it to paralyze their prey.
So this,
I've never heard this.
Yeah. So if you look it up, so what they'll do is they'll start using this growl.
Uh-huh.
To where you'll visibly hear it, but you can also feel it. To where you've heard, people have heard like, this bear growled at me and I felt it.
Yeah.
That's part of that infrasound.
Okay, I see.
So the reason that's what we've been looking into more and more on the infrasound side, to where most encounters where people tell you they feel uneasy, they feel scared. You ever been out in the woods and all of a sudden you felt like you wanted to leave?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's a possibility of that. And one of my researchers, Tony, he actually uses this app at work that he does a lot with electronics and stuff, and it picks up sound waves.
Mm-hmm.
And where through this app, we're able to pick up now a little bit of this infrasound.
Mm-hmm.
So this area that we have up there in Bald Knob that we've been researching a lot, we've actually got on there this infrasound. And then when the infrasound hits you, it can make you sick. It can make you feel uneasy.
Wow.
It'll take a couple days to recover. I got hit with it about a month and a half ago. I saw something in this field, and because when we go research, because there's other things in the woods that are going to get you.
Yeah.
We was armed.
Yeah.
So I saw something. It was about 75 yards away. I raised the rifle up, tried to zoom in on the scope. Tried it for about 8 seconds, and I had this branch that was perfectly right in my line of sight.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to, adjust and move, and it was gone. And for the rest of the afternoon, they kept telling me I was jittery. I acted like I wanted to leave and live with this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but no, we got structures up there.
So let me ask this. I mean, and the skeptic in me says, much like with aliens, with all of the cameras, all the phones in the world now, all the people looking, why don't we have any kind of legitimate photograph anywhere of a Bigfoot?
Prime example. Bigfoot peeks his head around the door right now. We all sitting here. He stands there for 5 seconds for all of us to get our phone, hold it steady, take a picture.
Yeah.
So we have a clear picture of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And we post it. I guarantee you 90% of the people are going to say it's fake.
Okay. But I'm saying, where's a real photo, though?
They're out there. That's the thing.
They are.
The photos are out there. I have a photo of our investigation area. Chris, my one investigator, they're hunting. That's involved. So trail cams and everything put up. And we're getting a lot of tree bands up there right now.
Yeah.
So he was up there taking pictures of tree bands.
Okay.
And we actually, the AI program on one of the pictures kept saying there's an animal. And then another AI program kept saying there's a person. So we were looking, trying to figure this out. And I sent to a buddy of mine. And he came back with a circle and he goes, "What's this?" And,
I see.
And he takes, smart what you're supposed to do. You don't just take one picture. You take multiple pictures.
Yeah.
So in one picture, there's his face. The next picture, there's nothing. That's a clear, definition of the head, the shoulders.
Right, but not like I'm standing in the daylight, I'm standing out here, you can get a full body shot of me, what's up, I'm a Bigfoot type photo, right?
Well, this could tie into the infrasound.
Yeah.
So the infrasound, the sound waves are traveling through. So you think about it, not only is it going to affect you, but it's going to affect your eyes, it's going to affect your electronics, it's going to affect everything going on.
I see.
So whereas either in India or Africa, these two elephants were using infrasound to communicate with each other. And in the middle of it was this village.
Mm-hmm.
The suicide rate for males in that village skyrocketed, and they couldn't figure out why. And it broke it down through these two elephants using infrasound.
So, having said that, let me just point out again the obvious. It seems as if they don't want to meet you.
Well, they don't.
So why do you continue to harass them? If they're not interested in a meetup, if they don't want to hook up with you on your grinder or whatever, why are you trying to hook up with the Yeti? He's like, hey.
All right, well, on that theory too, check this. So a lot of sightings that people have are on the road.
Okay.
Seen from the road.
Yeah.
Driving down, and there he is at the road.
Okay.
So if he doesn't want to be seen, why is he at the road?
Maybe he needs a ride.
Well, he's trying. Probably maybe he's crossing over, man. He's got to get over there to where the chicken is and eat it.
Well, speaking of chickens too, though, chicken farms actually have a lot of sightings because they are easy food.
Sure.
So chicken farms, so areas to investigate are around chicken farm areas.
Yeah.
But for the side of the road, what are they treating us?
Do they indicate if he likes breast or wings better? I didn't know. I was just curious when he was.
Well, when I meet him, I'll ask him.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So we do more than just Bigfoot too, though. We do paranormal and ghosts.
Right. You do all types of stuff, right? So in your travels and experiences, what has been the most crazy thing you've seen out there or experienced?
There'll probably be me getting zapped about a month and a half ago was one. And then when we were up in, and I really can't talk too much about it because the show hasn't aired yet.
Oh, I see. Nice teaser, by the way. Nice promo. I like that. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not my show. I'm just featured
No,
on it.
no. I understand.
But while we were up there at night, we had a lot of activity that night. We have a howl. That we did a howl. We had a howl answer to us, and we also had a. And we think we have it on camera. I was at one point doing something, and something happened with me. So had almost a Class A encounter right there, and we're hoping we caught it on camera though.
Yeah.
We have stuff.
Okay. So when does this air?
Well, it's supposed to be next year.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
there's like 5 episodes before me.
I got you. Now, if they want to find out more about drunken cryptids and all that, how do they do that, man?
I have the website drunkencryptids.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X.
And how do you spell cryptids? Because a lot of us don't know how, bro.
CRYPTIDS.
Okay. All right. There it is. It's Matthew Orton. If you want him, he's going to be here all morning. We'll talk more about Bigfoot. Let's do something new and different.
These shows here just keep getting better and better.
Now, exactly how much pot did you smoke?
Patrick. And the people. All right. I want to talk to you for a second about Crazy J's. Listen, if you are a vapor, if you're looking for great flavors, or maybe you're a connoisseur of the hippie lettuce and you're looking for the coolest glassware you can get, go over to Crazy J's in Conway. They've got 2 locations, one of which is at 2625 Donaghy Avenue, Suite 110. And you don't go to the crappy gas stations and the places with no real choices. Crazy J's has got what you need. Check them out. Crazy J's over at 2625 Donaghy Avenue. One other thing too, listen, if you had a death in the family, it's always terrible, but what's really bad is when they don't have a will and siblings end up battling over homes or, possessions, things of that nature. And listen, you don't want to have to do that. What you need is someone who can help guide you through this, make sure that you get what you're supposed to get, and that it's done fairly and properly and legally. And you don't want to get houses caught up in probate, things like that. So who you need is RigganLaw.com, RIGGAN law.com. Kristen Riggin, I've known her for a long time. She's good people out of the Benton area, and trust me, she can help you out. So go to RigganLaw.com and check them out. Let's do something here.
This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so, hey, we don't give a shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Wackadoo in the news.
This sucks on a lot of levels. In Prosper, Texas, Daniel Roca was in the market for a new truck. So he walked into Longo Toyota looking to take a test drive. Moments after leaving the lot, he was pulled over by police and ticketed for operating a vehicle without a license plate. The officer also reportedly told him it's been an ongoing problem with these dealers, and the only way to make them abide is start ticketing the customers. With that, Roca was handed a ticket for $250. According to him, the dealer offered to repay him for the ticket, but only by adjusting the vehicle price to factor in the cost of the ticket. So if you buy it, we'll pay the ticket for you.
Wow.
The dealership general manager says, oh, that's not true. But a loophole in Texas law makes it so consumers can be liable for these tickets, even if it's the dealership mistake. That seems wrong on every possible level, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like they're in cahoots.
What a marketing campaign. Come get a ticket. We'll pay for it.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. I would be pissed off if you tried to give me a ticket for that. And what kind of dick are you to do that? You know that
Yeah, like what am I
that
supposed to
person
do?
got nothing to do with it. They're just trying to do a test drive on a damn car, man.
There's got to be more to the story. There's because don't dealers, isn't that why they have those?
Well, they have dealer tags normally, and sometimes they'll put, a paper tag on it with the logo and everything so you can see it's new. It's probably got a window sticker in it that shows it's a new car, for sale. It's probably got all of those things in there. So it seems like just a real super dick move.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I mean,
No, I'd be pissed off. I'd be pretty mad if
I'm going to court on that one. I'll be honest. You give me that ticket, I'm going to court.
Either there's more to the story, or that cop's just trying to hit that quota.
Yeah, he's trying to get that number in, right? Right.
So, I feel like the car dealership's almost in cahoots with the cops.
Oh
Like,
no, I wouldn't want to take that seems like bad publicity for the car dealership, but then again, all publicity, good publicity, they say.
I guess.
Here's a woman goes into a bar story that has kind of a cool, happy ending. For several years, Kate Marsh had been suffering from kidney failure and going through dialysis. In 2020, a visit to Tavern on the Mall in New York changed her life. The bar's owner started asking patrons for their blood types, and that's how Marsh met teacher Allison Quilos, who shared O positive blood type with her and offered up one of her kidneys, even though they'd never even met before. Now, apparently, they share a bond with one another and are good friends, and she has one of her kidneys.
Wow.
So that's kind of a neat story, and probably the best thing that ever came out of a bar.
Right.
I'm guessing.
I've come out of lots of bars.
Do what?
I've walked out of lots of bars. I'm a good thing.
Yeah, no, that's subjective. You've no doubt seen those crime. Yeah, you've seen those Crime Stopper stories on your local news where police offer rewards for tips, and if the crime is solved, you get paid. The suspect's apprehended. Well, a police officer in Memphis has seen him too, and he pleaded guilty to stealing 18 grand worth of reward cash. Records say since 2018, Eureka Hutchins was one of 2 officers assigned to going through the Crime Stoppers tips and passing the information to investigators. Between August 2023 and February 2024, Hutchins was found to be using her position in law enforcement to enter fraudulent data in the Crime Stoppers database. Then a person named KB would get the reward for the tip. FBI agents discovered that KB was Hutchins. Shortly thereafter, Hutchins placed on leave, ultimately resigned, and later sentenced to 6 months in prison. Wow, how do you think you're going to, you are a police officer, how are you going to get away with this? You know that someone's going to get you. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Yeah, sometimes people just can't get out of their own way, can they?
Right.
All right, let's move on to this one here. This is kind of an interesting story as well. Hold on one second. Okay. 6 of the Turpin siblings are suing. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure the story goes here. Nope. No, it doesn't. That's why I checked. Sorry about that. Angelina Jolie is being linked with rapper Alcala. I don't even know who it is. Angelina seems to have a new love interest. Rumors are flying that she's with a British rapper named Akala. A source said that Jolie snuck the rapper into her hotel room last week. Run! She is a succubus. She is a demon from hell. Yeah. Do not be fooled by her. She used to be hot at one time.
All right.
She is not now. She is the crypt keeper.
Hey, good old Arkansas boy, Billy Bob Thornton had his go at it for a while.
Even Billy Bob. And then you know what, at that time, luckiest bastard in the world. Billy Bob was like, now she's crazy, man. And when Billy got that, I mean, that was the best chick that was the finest woman he'd ever been with in his whole life. No question about it, as smooth as he may be, and he was like, no, I can't do it. When Billy Bob said no, it had to be like.
They were doing some weird shit together too, right?
Well,
like they had the vials.
They had the vials of each other's blood. But he's kind of an odd cat. Like, he literally has a phobia of antique furniture.
No kidding. I've never heard that.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that he uses mediums to determine things. He's a fan of theirs.
He would hate coming over to my house. I have no new furniture.
It's all old stuff.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man.
It's an old wicker chair.
Yeah, no, I don't even know how that happens. I mean, maybe he got beat by an old chair or beat on an old chair. Or
if he believes in the medium thing, then he thinks maybe some.
that it's haunted.
Attached to it.
Makes sense.
That really would make sense.
Right.
I mean, that kind of sounds reasonable, actually, believe it or
I don't
not.
see how else you're scared of furniture.
Huh?
I don't see how else you're scared of furniture.
I'm scared of how much it costs these days. I'll tell you that. It's,
Billy Bob's not worried about the cost.
No, he definitely isn't worried about the cost at all, is he? Okay, let's take a look at this and see what's going on here. No, did that one already. So let me slide over here. Oh, yeah, you're going to love this, and I hope you got your wallets ready. This is the Christmas present for everyone in your family, I can promise you. Remember back in 2017 when Billy McFarland put together an event called the Fyre Festival and was later convicted of fraud?
Is it coming back?
Yep.
Well, you might have heard he's at it again with plans to launch the Fyre Festival 2,
man.
which is funny because the first one never even happened. So why name a sequel after the one that turned out to be a turd? But anyway.
Do they not have to pay out people from the first one?
I don't know what's going on with that, but he says the Fyre 2 will hold 3,000 people, much smaller, I see. And as of September 9th, there were 1,208 unique applications for 5,000 tickets for the event to be held on privately owned land, an island off the coast of Mexico. So how much are tickets? Well, they start at 400 and go up to 1.1 million.
Jeez.
Let me get 4 of those VIPs, would you? Those 1 million plus tickets give festival goers the opportunity to scuba dive with McFarland, oh boy, while bouncing around to other islands. In addition to what he says is the greatest festival lineup ever assembled. Yes, we heard that once before. You're going to get there. It's going to be Hanson. There's going to be all these. It's just going to be a bunch of terrible bands. That's what it's going to be. A bunch of horrible, old, tired bands. Leonard Skinner with no DNA left in it. Hanson, 38 Special in Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas.
Yeah, and the greatest lineup of all time. Am I right?
Fool me once.
All right, let's move on to some other stuff here.
Okay, so we like our coffee dark and bitter. Doesn't mean we're not a ray of fucking sunshine.
Patrick and the people. All right, so we talked a little bit about Bigfoot and that. Now, speaking of things that, you may or may not think are 100% real, but are, let's talk about wrestling, baby.
All right.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So our Bruce Buffer of Little Rock here, Rich Rockwell, is truly an announcer of lots of different athletic events. Yes. And so the what is going on where, well, look, wrestling was big and then it kind of shrunk in again. And now all of a sudden I think it's blowing up again. I think the Attitude Era is coming back. I think they're trying to bring it back to that. But one thing I've noticed over the past 5 years is all of these smaller wrestling leagues that are beginning to sprout up, these independent leagues that are trying to build themselves up into a regional thing again.
Absolutely.
What has prompted this? What's going on with this?
I mean, I think it's just, it's a mix of different things. Of course, you have, your longtime fans of wrestling, and those
who are finally adults, more or less.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That have now, seen a different side of it, and now, want to go out and start up a promotion. You have your, other people that are invested in it, learning, the craft and working on it to become, reach the big leagues and everything.
Yeah.
And then, just again, a mix, a lack of wrestling. That was pretty much what we formed Vapors Championship Wrestling, the company that I co-own out in Hot Springs over, was just, we saw that we wanted more wrestling. There was an opportunity, and, why not do it? But yeah, generally, I mean, a lot of people would like to see the days of the old territories come back.
Yeah, no, it certainly, when I was a kid, I saw a lot of that, and it was a very interesting, we had the Mid-South wrestling here was real big, and that's what we went to Barton Coliseum. Me and my grandfather would go there, and I saw the big time wrestlers. But how do you even start a wrestling organization? Do you just put a post up and go, hey, who's crazy, wants to jump off the rope, fight, do stuff like that? I mean, how do you do that? How do you make that happen, man?
That's to be honest, that's how I got involved in it. I mean, really, like my background is I'd graduated from college up in Michigan with a radio broadcasting degree.
Okay.
And then I lived around the U.S. doing different stations and things.
Yeah.
And then just one day in it was 2018, South Central Wrestling, I was scrolling through Facebook and they said, hey, we're looking for wrestlers. We're a new promotion starting up. And I called them up and said, hey, I'm not a wrestler at all. I don't have any athletic ability, but I've got a voice.
Yeah.
And, you guys need an announcer or commentator or something, longtime fan. And
yeah.
So that's how I started off. But yeah,
Man,
I mean, that's really it. If you want to be a wrestler, you find a school, you go get trained.
Hold on, a school.
Yeah.
Now I know WWE has a school, but there are other schools for wrestling.
Yeah, there's independent wrestling.
Where are these schools at?
Well, I know of there's one in Hot Springs. It's called Aztec Warrior Training Facility. And
Where's our death whistle?
Right.
There's one in Hot Springs, Aztec Warrior.
Yep. And I believe there's one here.
And how
in Little
long?
Rock, too.
Really?
Yep.
And how long do these schools last?
Oh, I mean, forever. Like you don't ever stop learning.
But I'm saying if you're going to go to school to become a wrestler, at some point you have to be able to become a wrestler.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, you have to leave school and go work, right?
Everybody learns differently, but I would say, and I can't quote for sure, but I would say at least 6 months to a year.
Okay.
You need to learn how.
Now, when you say school, is this a evening thing? Is this a full-time school? Like you go 8 hours a day? What type of school is it?
The one that I've been to, the Aztec Warrior training, they usually meet a couple days a week.
Okay.
And it's 3 to 4 hours usually.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
Once in the evening through the week, and once on the weekends.
Okay, so it's something that anybody listening could do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
I guarantee you, I know this from experience, that a lot of our viewers, listeners, love wrestling.
Yeah.
And so maybe you've been thinking about, hey, I want to do that. I want to get in the squared circle and see what I can do. I mean, listen, I went down and participated in one with you guys, and it was a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
It was Infinity.
I talked about possibly coming back and doing some more, and I may yet do that, but I'm still not felt enough yet to feel good in any kind of tights and or without a shirt. So until I can feel good without a shirt, I'm not playing the old fat guy wrestler.
I'm sure we could set up a ring in the parking lot and get a match on air or something for you.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll work something out. That would be kind of fun, actually. Maybe we could set up our own battles with other people that I need to do something, take something out.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe, other rival personalities in the community that we could just get in the ring and solve some things. That'd be a fun way to do it, wouldn't it?
Special, now you got the whole Patrick after school special,
Yeah, we might air it on there. Sunday. All right, so let me throw this out at you guys. Do you have something something that you're super really good at that most people just don't know? Bundy, let me start with you. Is there something you're really good at that people just don't know about?
I'm a decent pool player. That's about
Really?
all. Yeah.
Really? Now, how did you learn with your dad? How did you learn to play pool?
I grew up. My grandfather had a pool table in the living
Okay.
room. Yep. And what bit of time I did spend with my dad when I was growing up, he was always taking me in and out of bars playing pool, and that's kind of where
Me too, man.
He would set me over at the pool table, and that would keep me busy all night. And 18, moved out. That's the first thing I put in my house. I didn't have
pool table.
I didn't have a piece of furniture other than
But
my
you had a pool table. And a lot of fun and friends.
Heck yeah.
A lot of beers.
Yep.
Yeah, no, my dad did the same thing. I watched him, either fight or nearly fight his way out a couple times because he was what you call a shark.
Right.
He would go in and, he'd hustle them. He'd shoot a close game or two.
Right.
And then he'd put some money down and then
smoke.
But his problem was he had this ego that was still way out the size of his body.
Right.
And so when he did decide to pull the switch, he'd just go all in. And he'd be doing behind the back, one arm shots, things like this. And guys would get pissed off. Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw a dude one time, he had a car lot, and a guy came in who was mad that the car had broken on him.
Right.
And so my dad was 5'10", soaking wet, probably weighed, I don't know, $150, 55.
Right.
He had the Popeye arms and everything, but that was it, And this guy came in, he was every bit of 6'3", 6'4", big guy, and he was yelling at him, "You're going to give me my money back."
Right.
And he was like, "No, I'm not giving your money back. Whatever you think, it's not going to happen."
Mm-hmm.
And the dude hauled back and hit him. Now, I guess my dad must have moved his head just the right way because I think it just kind of glanced him. He hit him. You heard the hit. You saw the hit. But he kind of turned his head and he looked at the guy and said, "If that's the best you got, you better leave or I'm going to kill you." That dude left, bro. Yeah. That dude left, man. No doubt he left. I was like, damn. That's why I didn't want to mess with my dad. I was like, I can't hit as hard as that guy can. That's for damn sure. What's something, Matt, that you're good at that most people don't know about?
That's a good question. Driving, I have to say.
Driving. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm an excellent driver. Of course I'm an excellent driver.
Yeah, so I have a perfect driving score at work. We drive truck all the time.
Okay. What kind of truck?
I work for a porta potty company, so I drive a porta potty truck.
Well, I mean, what size is it? Like the
it's
diesel
big.
type truck?
Yeah, it's a diesel type truck.
Yeah, like a Bob truck, but with a liquid thing in the back, right?
Yep, everything. So
Okay.
Yep, I just have a weird feel for
So
the road.
you don't back into things, you don't run over people, you don't ramp up the curb or none of that.
Yeah, it's weird. I've got this weird knack for driving. I just know how to drive.
See, I can't, even in a moving van, I get nervous. I'm going to do something,
Right.
and I always do.
Yeah.
I run up on the curb, I bump into something. It's always going to happen. I'm not that guy. So, how about yourself? What's a talent that you have that many wouldn't know about?
Well, I kind of do this announcing thing once in a while.
I think everybody knows about that, Bruce Buffer.
Honestly, man, I'm actually a really good cook.
Really?
Yeah, like I love to cook.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now, have you taken classes, or you just have interest in it? And
No, it's just
you've learned a
like-
lot over time.
Yeah, and just kind of trying out different things that pop
Okay.
into my head, and I'm like, this
Now-
sounds good. Let's make it. And then I'm like, oh, damn, I can. That was pretty good.
All right, let's say that, and I don't know, so please don't be offended, but let's say there was a young lady that you were going to make a meal for. Is that offensive to you?
Of course not.
Okay, I just make
I'm
sure.
a full-time single dad.
Well, I just
We're
didn't know if it,
accepting
I don't want to assume that that's what
Yeah.
you'd be into.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so anyway, let's assume you were going to prepare a meal for a young lady. It's her first time. What is going to be your go-to? What are you going to put out?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it depends.
Like, are you good at microwaving corn dogs? What are you out?
Yeah, mini corn dogs.
No,
maybe
no.
some chicken nuggets in the air fryer.
Yeah, some dinosaur-shaped nugs.
And don't forget the corn.
She plays her cards right. I might microwave some ramen.
Oh yeah, that's prison money right there,
No,
bro.
I mean, nice steak. Baked
No, that's-
potato.
that's
Last
great.
night I
That's
made,
great.
Garlic butter salmon and
Ooh,
some
nice.
roasted veggies.
Oh, garlic butter salmon.
Oh yeah, on a nice cedar plank. It was,
Now, let me ask: did you have a nice sear on that salmon on the outside?
it was
Get
delicious.
a little crispy right there.
Yep.
That's what Gordon Ramsay always asks. That's the only reason I know. I don't even know. I couldn't cook it if I wanted to. I'm sure I would ruin it. All right, let's see. I guess if I had a talent that someone didn't know about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might be a pretty good ping pong player.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. I actually am a fairly decent ping pong player. We had like you in my garage as a kid. We had a ping pong table, and my brother and I spent, I don't know, every day of a couple summers probably playing ping pong.
Right.
Now he is way better than I am. He's that dude. If you've ever watched people actually play like
Right.
professionally,
Right.
and you see him stand way back off the table, like 4 or 5 feet, he's that guy. And he's just whoa. But I'm pretty good, pretty competitive with it. And I did play tennis in high school, so that helped a little bit. But I only played tennis to be around the girls.
Right.
You know, I couldn't play
the main motivation.
I couldn't play football. My parents said I couldn't because of my legs when I was a kid, which pissed me off pretty bad. I wanted to play football. Probably saved me from an injury, but
Yeah,
and I so I wasn't really athletic, but tennis was good because all the hot girls were in tennis. And I was like, yeah, no, I definitely want to play. Definitely want to spend an hour every day with these ladies.
Right.
Yeah, I was one of 2 dudes out there. So all the rest of the team, you look at the pictures, me, this guy, and like 8 chicks that are wearing tennis skirts. And it's like, yeah, no, this is
Tennis.
1988, and it's a good day, baby. You know what I mean?
Greatest sport ever.
Well, maybe. All right.
Coming up next, we've got a double shot of not a damn thing. This is Patrick and the People, bitches. We ain't playing music here. Get back to the jaw jacking.
All right, let's do that. As a matter of fact, look, you might need a cleaning company. Maybe you own a business, needs to be clean. We use them here. Maybe you have an Airbnb. Maybe, look, you're tired from working all week. You bust your ass. You make enough money. You want a cleaning service, but you don't want to just ask anybody in your house, right? You want somebody you know, somebody you trust. Let me make a suggestion. Blissful Cleaning right here in Arkansas. Cheyenne, who's the daughter of the local owners, they're licensed, they're bonded, and they don't clean it the way we normally clean. They clean the way you'd want to clean if you had the energy to do it. They deep clean that stuff. So check them out. Give them a call, 314-4878. Call Cheyenne, 314-4878. That is Blissful Cleaning. And by the way, big thanks to Mark, Tim, and all the family at Holloway Farms for being a big supporter and great listeners to the program. Look for big things upcoming from Cornerstone. you're going to want to see those. So let's talk a little bit about some celebrity stuff going on right now. 50 Cent, Fitty, is in the news, and well, here's what's going on with him. He is defending his voice to call out Diddy over the years in an exclusive interview. The rapper, who's 49, by the way, opened up about Sean Combs, Diddy's alleged behaviors before he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution. So he's speaking out about how he would make fun of Combs live during concerts and on social media before even his legal trouble. He says, look, it seems like I'm doing some extremely outrageous things, but I haven't. It's really me just saying what I've been saying for 10 years. Now it's becoming more full-facing news with the Puffy stuff, but away from that, it's like, it's just my perspective. I stayed away from that stuff the entire time because it's not my style. Now, if you know Fitty, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs, doesn't do any of that. He has been shot 9 times. He's all right.
In the face.
But Fitty, who will soon embark on his Vegas residency. That's right. 50 Cent is going to have a Vegas residency like Celine Dion. But they began feuding following the release of a diss track in 2006 where Fitty accused him of having to do something with the murder of the Notorious B.I.G., and they've apparently never been friends again since. I don't know. I see all these celebrities rushing to pay money, and that's what they do. A lot of people are settling now behind the scenes, but is he gonna get Epstein? Is he gonna make it to court?
I don't know.
Is he gonna be charged? Is he gonna is gonna be convicted? What do you think's gonna happen here?
I feel like I just read something maybe last week that said he was on suicide watch.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, of course he's on suicide watch.
Already,
said before.
Yeah, no, I remember when this happened last time with the white dude. Jeffrey Epstein.
He was on suicide watch as well. We saw what happened there.
Yeah, well,
If he's dead.
that is in the Bigfoot territory there. If he's dead. No, I don't think he's hanging out with Elvis and Marilyn and all them. They're playing cards with some dogs and Tupac and then, no.
UFO.
All right, let's talk about this then. This is kind of interesting because, it's easy to get down on, anybody can get down on themselves, especially when it comes to finance and money, right? I mean, look, everybody struggles, and I think it's a real disservice that we do to our own mental well-being because we always look at someone else and go, man, they've got it going on. Everything's going good for them. Why can't my life be like that? And chances are, it's probably not that much different than yours.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. I mean, everybody has struggles. And I think this is a good story. Despite the success over 5 decades, Al Pacino said he found himself broke well into his career. In 2011, he started to get warnings that his accountant at the time, a guy who had lots of celebrity clients, and he said was paying a ridiculous amount of money to rent a big fancy house in Beverly Hills and footing the bill for an extravagant European trip with his family. But he said it wasn't until he returned to the United States he realized something wasn't adding up with his money. He said, I was broke. I had $50 million, and then I had nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. He said, I had property, but I didn't have any money. In this business, when you make $10 million for a film, he says, it's not $10 million. It's 4.5 in your pocket. He said, but you're living above that because you're high on the hog, and that's how you lose it. He said, it's strange the way it happens. The more money you make, the less you have. He said, the kind of money I was spending and where it was just a crazy montage of loss, the landscaper was getting $400,000 a year. He said, I'm not exaggerating that. He said, mind you, that was for landscaping at a house I didn't even live in.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Think about that. He said, I wasn't even signing my own checks. The accountant signed them. I just let it go by. He said, I wasn't looking. He didn't tell me how much I had or where it was going. He said, I wasn't keeping track of what, who got what. It was all about, let's just keep this dumb actor going. And I was keeping track of who got what. I was all about. He said, let's keep this dumb actor happy. Just keep him working and we'll reap the benefits. He said he didn't realize he was broke until he was in his 70s.
Wow.
Think about that. You've seen this guy probably your whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could go as far back maybe as The Godfather
Mm-hmm.
and watching Al Pacino. You know, maybe you saw him in Sin of a Woman. Ooh, ah.
Yeah.
You know, but you've seen him in innumerable amounts of movies, right? Now, he said that when everything came to be, he said the pendulum swung. He said, he said, I wasn't a young buck. I knew I wasn't going to make the kind of money from acting in films that I had made before.
Right.
And it was a big problem. So he said he had to reevaluate his career and take roles he wouldn't normally take. And sadly, he said, Jack and Jill was the first film I made after I lost my money. To be honest, I did it because I didn't have anything else.
That's the Adam Sandler.
Yes, and it's terrible. Yeah. It's a horrible movie, and it may be the worst Adam Sandler movie of all time. I don't know.
Never seen it.
Thank God. Yeah, yeah. It's an hour and a half. You'll never get back.
That's how I felt about Where's My Car?
Yeah, I hadn't seen that either. Adam Sandler wanted me. They paid me a lot for it, so I went and did it, and it helped. I love Adam. He was wonderful to work with, and now he's a dear friend. Matter of fact, I think he's been in another film of his. But additionally, Pacino sold 2 of his houses, began charging for seminars at universities. He said that was another big find for me. I used to go to colleges all the time and talk to kids and just go out there and perform for them in a sense. He said I didn't get paid for it. He said, well, now that I was broke, I was like, why don't we do this again? At this time, charge money. But his former accountant was found guilty of running a Ponzi scheme, served 7.5 years in prison. By the way, I think Al Pacino's still doing okay. I think he's got money again. I don't think you need to start a GoFundMe or anything. Right. Don't panic. Matter of fact, he's got a 1-year-old son named Roman.
He's got a 1-year-old son.
Yeah, he's got a 1-year-old son, and the dude is 86.
Wow.
86 with a 1-year-old son. Think about that for a minute.
How do I apply to become his landscaper?
No, that's the takeaway, isn't it? Every landscaper that heard that was like, wait a minute, how do I? What the hell kind of landscape is this? Yeah.
Doesn't even live there. Just let it grow.
No, it's just fine. You know. All right, and a little bit more here. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame went down, I guess, apparently over the weekend, and a lot of people were getting awarded. Heavy metal's Ozzy Osbourne was one of them. Foreigners, one of them. The soft rock band Foreigner from the 80s. Cher, Dionne Warwick, and a Tribe Called Quest. Who else was there? I'm not sure, but anyway, let's talk about the Ozzy part though, because that's really part of it. Well, Dave Matthews Band got inducted, I guess, if you like them. Let's get to the Ozzy part here.
At one point in time, everybody liked Dave Matthews. They just won't admit it.
Well, yeah, no, everybody did like him, and then everybody all of a sudden didn't like him. You know, it's one of those weird things where someone was everywhere and then nowhere.
Yeah.
And you see that from time to time. I mean, right. For example, Nickelback was everywhere.
Right.
And then they were nowhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they never stopped. The problem was that all of a sudden this became popular to hate.
The zeitgeist changed. Whatever changed, society changed, people changed. They just got, you can't get people to get tired of Kevin Hart for some reason. I wish we could.
I agree.
But they got tired of Nickelback. Go figure,
Nickelback.
And I've been a K Hart fan for a long time, but I'm like, damn, man, is there anything you won't show up in?
Everybody has a little bit of a closet Nickelback fan in them. It just became the cool thing to hate them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's not a closet thing. I mean, they're one of the greatest selling bands of all time, and I like that song, San Quentin. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Right. I think it's a damn good jam. I like the riff in it. So what?
The new album is actually pretty good.
Is it? No, I wouldn't have admitted anything like that, but...
of course I'm going to play Nickelback.
No, I'm kidding. Musician actor Jack Black toasted Osbourne, saying that heaven opened up above me when he first listened to the album Blizzard of Oz. Black called Osbourne the Jack Nicholson of rock and joked that his reality TV show was possibly the most evil thing he ever did. It was pretty funny, seeing him get subtitled. Osbourne, seated in a throne, credited Randy Rhoads and his wife Sharon for his career and life. Second time Ozzy's entered the hall, the first time being in 2006 with Black Sabbath. So the tribute band, including Jelly Roll, Billy Idol, Maynard James Keenan of Tool, Wolfgang Van Halen, Steve Stevens, Robert Trujillo played Crazy Train, Mama I'm Coming Home, and No More Tears.
Nice.
the in memoriam section included some tributes to Liam Payne and other people, as you may imagine. Ozzy is an amazing, he's one of those guys who's just awesome. I mean, I still like his songs.
Oh yeah.
The only one that got old to me was Under the Graveyard, but
Yeah.
it's because they played it like 482 billion times. And I was like, Jesus, he has a lot of songs. We don't have to play that one every time, do we?
Yeah.
But to give it another year or two, I'll probably like it again.
I'll probably give it about 2 more years and I'll be about it. But now I'm over that one.
No, that one's dead to me right
Does
now.
Ozzy have 2 more years, do you think?
I don't know if Ozzy does, but his music does.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Ozzy's he's got challenges.
I feel like that's coming. I'm gonna be super sad.
Look, when he's crediting Randy Rhoads and his wife for his career, I feel like we're getting, we're seeing the sayonara. It's the end of the world time.
And he canceled his last tour he was on, right?
Well, yeah, for health reasons. Yeah. No,
His
he
voice. I think he had a hard time with his voice. Couldn't be able to sing. Was the problem he was having.
really.
Yeah, I think
And he was
that
initially
like-
going to come back and finish it, but I think they've nixed it all together now.
Yeah, they did. But he needs to be honest with you. I hate saying it though, but
Right.
I just didn't watch him on TV.
Right.
Well, he can't get around to. He doesn't walk very well.
No.
He doesn't
He
look
watched
good.
well before anyway.
But man, I mean, it's crazy when he starts singing that you can understand every damn thing he says.
All right.
I mean, it's just like so clear. It's wild. All right.
You wake up and you feel like crap. You know who else wakes up and feels like crap? Yeah, here comes a shameless plug.
All right, listen, if you are moving, you're going to need some help. Look, don't do it yourself. Get some movers this time. Last time, how long did it take you to recover? Too long. Am I right? Yeah, you want to get movers, and you want people that are good, that know what they're doing. How about a company that has over 2,000 moves and 20 years experience? I'm talking about metromoving.co. All right, go to metromoving.co. Not only can they move, take care of all the heavy lifting, but if you don't even have time or energy, or you just got the extra money, you want them to pack your house for you, they'll do that too. They'll show up and do it all. They'll probably live your life for you. Check them out, metromoving.co. Sometimes you make a pop culture reference that you're sure everybody knows, and you're just met with blank stares. And a recent thing online asked people to share a time they made a reference to someone younger and felt old AF because the person had no idea what the hell they were talking about. And I think we've all had these experiences, but this person said, my kid and I were watching Blue's Clues with Steve. And in one episode, 2 of the clues were tape player and cassette. That they had no idea whatsoever.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Now, you're significantly younger, I think, than I am. Were cassettes in your world?
Yeah, for sure. And I tell this to people all the time. I'm pretty young, but I was poor.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I feel you.
Poor behind.
That's right. Poor people don't have the newest stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, cassettes, 8 tracks.
Yeah, 8-track even. Okay. How about you had cassettes, I'm sure?
All the cassettes.
Oh, I even had
8 tracks.
records.
You had records too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We had
8-track?
Yep.
8-track, yeah.
8-track?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom had a Bee Gees 8-track, and I think got stuck in her player in the car. So every time we got in her car,
It was the Bee
nothing
Gees.
but Bee Gees.
Yeah.
So I have like I despise
The Bee Gees. No, I get it. That's the same way I feel about Kool-Aid. I despise it too much as a kid. Yeah.
Same, yep.
Yeah. But I had Kiss Destroyer 1 and 2 on 8-track.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I had on 8-track. And then I had cassette for quite a while, as you can imagine. And when I got the double cassette boombox,
Oh,
Oh,
15th
yeah.
birthday, I became an entrepreneur all over again, baby. I started burning off Van Halen, Motley Crue, all that stuff, man. And people pay good money for those tapes, bro. Oh, yeah. That was good stuff. All right, let's see. This person said, I was 31 in the car with my younger sister when a song by Kelly Rowland came on. I was talking about the song when my sister asked who Kelly Rowland was. I said, oh, she was in Destiny's Child. And she just stared blankly at me. Well, that's obviously a big band with Beyonce Knowles, right? Destiny's Child. Yeah, I think that's what that is. I feel kind of dumb myself on that.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't know who that person was either. It's like
Okay.
I've heard of Destiny's Child, but I've never heard of Kelly.
All right. How about this one? A 20-year-old coworker walked over to get the time. I pointed to the analog clock on the wall, and he said, that doesn't help me. I said, big hand, little hand. Apparently, he was never taught to read a clock.
Oh my gosh.
Is that even possible? How can you not? Are you telling me in school they don't teach you to read a clock?
And weren't you just talking about Common Core yesterday?
Man, let me tell
Do
you.
that, but we can't
Look,
read a clock.
I'm sure there are things they studied that I didn't, and they know that I don't. Okay.
Right.
Yesterday, I'm sitting, me, my wife, my younger son Tyler. He's 22. We're sitting in a restaurant having a little food, and she's talking about something. She goes, "Well, it's kind of like a silo, you know." And he looked at her and he goes, I don't know what that is. She said, a silo, you know, like on a farm. It holds grain.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. She said, the cylindrical thing with the pointy top. Oh, yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, that's called a silo. I'm like, how do you not know what a silo is? I mean, that's like elementary school. You do the picture of the barn, the silo, the cow. It's on the speak and say, man. You pull the cord, the cow goes moo. There's a barn and a silo in the damn picture. Anyway.
So wait, what did he think it was called?
Well, he didn't know. He didn't care.
Okay.
It didn't matter to him.
No need for that.
It was not necessary. He know it. He doesn't care about silos
All right.
No,
of any kind.
I use the word italicized in front of a friend of mine. I think she's 25 years old.
Yeah.
She had no idea what that was. Italicized.
No, but if you said curly eye,
Yeah.
she would know that from her
Yeah.
phone, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
push the
exactly.
curly eye or the big B button. Yeah, the big B stands for bold, by the way. Yeah, if you don't know. Yeah. The U stands for underline. Somebody's going, oh, is that what that is?
Exactly.
That's what that is. That's right.
Another similar situation. I had somebody in Target think I was using fake money. This has probably been about a year ago because I was using an
$2
old 20.
bill?
No,
Oh.
an old 20. Just an old.
Oh,
20.
an old 20.
Before
Yeah.
the faces were real big.
Yeah, it's just like,
And he said, "Oh, I gotta go get my manager," and the manager was probably 60. And she said, "Yeah, this is fine. What are you raising a fuss about? This is what money you stole."
oh, no, it's so funny because just yesterday, and I didn't let the guy know because I as soon as I drove off, I started laughing.
Yeah.
Because we've all been there where we've done something that's just really dumb, right? And so I handed him, he told me how much it was, and I had a little cash. I'd seen my pimp. And but I had a $50 in there, right?
Yeah.
And so I handed him the $50, a couple of dimes, 2 pennies for the 72 cents. And he took it, and I see him, he's looking at it. He's kind of staring at it, kind of moving it a little bit. And he looks back at me, he goes, this is a silver dollar? I said, no, that's a 50-cent piece, a $50. Uh-huh. And it right as he's holding it up, it says $50 right there on the coin. $50, biggest thing on the coin, $50. But he probably had not seen one, I'm guessing. It's like pulling out a $2 bill.
I was just about to say the $2
$2
bills.
bill.
Yeah.
Which are a great deal of fun to have. I don't know. I always get excited if I get one now and again. You can just go to a bank and ask for one, I think.
Yeah. And same with $50 or dollar coins. Most banks
Yeah.
will just give you.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was a kid, we went on a family trip to Thomas Jefferson's mansion or whatever.
Oh, did you?
And they used to give them out there, like when you
Yeah.
went on the tour.
Yeah. Did they?
Nice.
Oh, okay. I hadn't been there. I that's cool.
No, that's one area.
Was he on the $2 bill? That's who's on it? Thomas Jefferson?
Thomas Jefferson.
Okay. I didn't know he was the one on it. Well, see, I just got educated. I'd probably forgotten that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, why does Lincoln get 2 things, by the way?
Right. A penny and the 5.
Yeah. What's up with that?
He got shot.
Oh, that's it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Trump doesn't have a dollar or coin yet.
No.
He's not probably going to get it, is he? Yeah, no, he's probably not going to get it. All right. This person said, I asked a question to a class of 13, 14-year-olds. When no one answered, I said, Bueller? Nobody knew what it meant.
Yep. I use that one all the time still.
Yeah, that is a classic, isn't it? This person said, I tried to pay for some gift cards at Starbucks once with a company check. The girl behind the counter had no idea what a check was, had never seen or heard of such a thing. I just got out my card instead. Yeah, what are you doing with a check, by the way? It is weird to see, especially like if you're at Walmart and you're checking out and you're going through the line, not the self-check, and someone pulls out a checkbook. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
2024? You're pulling out a checkbook, Chief?
Yeah.
That should be pre-written. You should just
You should be ready to
just
go.
writing the amount in at this point, you asswipe. Now we have to stand here and wait for you.
At one point, they have machines to where you can do that. You just sign it, and
Yeah, they'll just feed it through, right?
feed through it and
Yeah.
print it up on there.
They may do it now too, but
I don't think they do it now, but everybody's going cashless now. That's the thing too. We're all going touchless.
we're 96% cashless
yeah,
Yeah,
as we
already.
speak.
It's kind of scary too, though.
Yeah, 96%. If we get to 100, you're in trouble. You don't want that.
No,
You don't want that because then everything you do is tracked, traced, regulated. They got a pie chart that shows where, every dollar goes. And then what happens then? Then they tell you, oh, well, you're eating too much sugar. We're going to have to cut back that sugar. So your allotment has been reduced. Oh, you're spending too much on marijuana. You shouldn't have that right now. So you don't want them in that.
no, that's why I
It's
think
just
cash
like when they try to tax yard sales. I'm like, you Nazi piece of shit. You're going to tax the 50 cents I made on that old keyboard that's
Right.
20 years old.
On.
What a jerk. That's the government. My kids were hot in the car, so I told them to roll down their windows. They didn't know what I meant. And you know what is funny about that is it's the word roll that might have thrown them off.
Right.
When my son was somewhere between 7 and 9, I'd say. I think he's closer to 9, believe it or not. But we used to always go and cut down a Christmas tree at the Bradbury Tree Farm out in Sling County. And I borrowed my mom's truck, my mom and dad's truck, to do it because at this point I didn't have one. And it was a little S10, just a little Chevy S10, little bitty trucks. And we're driving to get it. And my son says, "Hey, Dad, what's this?" And I looked over and I said, "What's what? Touch it." And he touched it. And I said, You know what that is? No, that's a window crank. Yeah, it rolls the window up and down. He had never seen it. Every car he'd ever been in had
Right.
power windows. You know what I mean? There's lots of things that, like that people don't.
So how do younger people say rolling the window up? They say
I
putting
think
it
they
up?
still, I don't know. That's a good question.
You would put it up or put
They
the
probably don't say roll it. Now that I think about it, that's a really good point.
No, they
kiddo
use
does.
hey, can you put the
Yeah.
my daughter will do that. Hey, Dad, can you put the window down?
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, can you put
Yeah,
the window up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because roll doesn't really mean anything to them unless they're rolling a blunt, which is another thing about young. Why do y'all put so much weed in at one time?
Right.
That's a lot of money you're wasting there. You can only get so high, right?
Right.
Then it's just nap time or something, or real paranoid. I mean, I don't know. Let's do something different.
Tonight on an all-new Becky's Got Crack. Yo, Becky's Got Crack.
Yo, Becky, let's hang out, girl.
Patrick and the people.
Yeah, Becky's Got Crack. That is a great show, so check that one out. Let's talk a little bit about haunted stuff. I brought this in because, Matt, I know that this is kind of stuff that you love. You like the supernatural, the haunted, all that, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
right up my alley.
Now, have you traveled to many haunted houses?
I've lived in haunted houses.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, let me tell you what's going on here. Where do ghosts really like to hang out? Well, it seems they prefer some parts of the country more than others. A new study highlights their favorite haunts. They gathered data from a variety of sources to identify which ones are home to the most ghost sightings and haunted locations. And it seems ghosts aren't very interested in Florida. It's actually the least haunted state, as there have only been 7 to 9 ghost sightings for every 100,000 residents in Florida, and only 1.5 haunted places reported.
Huh.
So I guess, ghosts don't dig big boobs and good weather,
At the beach for some reason.
So where do the spirits want to spook? Well, how about Wyoming? It has 13 haunted places and 37 ghost sightings per 100,000, making it the most haunted state.
Never knew that. That's fascinating.
Wow.
That is interesting. Oh, you've been educated today. Fascinating, isn't it?
That is
Yeah.
fascinating.
Now, it could be, too, that they're in Wyoming. There's nothing there. They're dehydrated and high and hallucinating.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, you're staring into nothingness for a lot in Wyoming.
Yes, you are.
North Dakota. Oh, shocking. Number 2, 7.4 haunted places, 52 ghost sightings per 100,000. So a lot of ghost sightings in North Dakota. South Dakota, number 3. Vermont, 4. Maine, Oklahoma, Kentucky, West Virginia, Iowa, and then Nebraska. Those are the top 10 haunted states or places. Now, have you ever experienced a ghost of any kind in your life?
I have not.
Never seen one, never heard one, never saw one.
No.
Okay, what about yourself?
Nothing confirmed.
Yeah. I thought I saw one when I was on acid once, but I realized it was acid. So I have not seen anything. And clearly, you have experienced many of these things.
Yeah, I've had one. I know I've had one actual visual to where there was something standing there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've had numerous shadow people encounters.
What is a shadow people?
So a shadow person is it's just a shadow. So like an outline of a figure that you see, but it's all black. So it stands out.
Okay.
So, but I have a reference for them. I call them the peeping toms of the paranormal world because everybody has an idea that, shadow people are like evil and they're demonic. But if they were so evil and demonic, every time you see one, they run away.
Yeah.
Like a peeping tom.
Yeah.
So they're like peeping toms. But when you do see one, it's enough to make you jump. It will start.
No, I'm certain it would be. Here's what gets me about most every haunted show I've ever seen. Is they come in, they bring the equipment, they got the mics, and then all of a sudden, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Hear that? And then they play something back, and they slow it down a million times until they find some kind of word it sounds like, and they're like, he said love. Right. What does it mean?
Most of those shows are heavily produced too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And, my favorite part with these shows is when they, they're like going, they're taunting and they're calling out, they're here to do something. And so when the entity, like moves a coffee cup or something,
yeah,
they all of a sudden, they freak out, they get scared and they run away. Like, touch me. So you get touched, yeah. You get
if
scared.
I was a ghost, I'd dick punch people. Just sack tap them real quick. Pap! And just walk over in the corner and watch them. That'd be fun to me.
All right.
That'd be the kind of ghost I would be,
Yeah. I've only been touched twice, though, by
a woman?
You would think so, with their main kids. No.
No.
But no, for spiritually, I've only been touched twice.
Okay.
So one here
physically,
you touched. Yep.
So is it like, they always say, oh, it's so cold. I mean, how do you physically identify this touch?
Well, because there's nobody there, and there's something like you actually feel something on you.
So let me tell you, and I don't know that I've ever said this out loud except to my wife. But I know that I bet other people have this experience too. There's like a place on my leg, on my thigh, right? Every once in a while, for some reason, I feel it very definitively. My nerves tell me a big drop of water just hit my thigh. It feels like water hit my thigh. Water never hit my thigh. I feel it. It probably happens once a month, maybe.
Huh.
I know it's not a ghost. It's happened since I was a kid, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably some weird thing with a nerve or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. But could those kind of things be, in fact?
To a point, yeah, because so if it happened like you said.
No, I don't mean could it be ghostly for me.
No.
I mean, could that be what you experienced?
No, because I've never felt that before. So the only time I've ever felt that before is somebody actually touched.
Right.
So like the first time I got touched was on the back of the neck, and that could have been written off, but it tied in with I watched something move behind me in the reflection.
Yeah.
Something walked behind me when there was nobody else in the room that I was in.
I got you.
And as I turned my head, I felt the tap, and then the light went out over the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So, and that was actually here in North Little Rock. And then the other time was at the Birdcage Theater in Tombstone, Arizona.
I do, I will say, if I were going to believe in ghosts or whatever you would want to call that, I would be more inclined to believe that, there's an infinite amount of alternate universes that simultaneously occur, and that at any point bleed over could potentially happen.
That's actually one of my theories.
And so that would be something I might buy into. I struggle with hauntings and ghosts that are pissed off and all of that.
I do as well.
So, but you said with the alternate infinite universes and dimensions or whatnot.
Yeah.
One, if you think about it, that's what heaven and hell are. It's another dimension.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying.
It's another realm that we're going to.
Right. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Stuff. So,
you said allegedly.
You like that? Well,
I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I got to throw that out there.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, look, it's a ghost story too, right?
It's
Right.
a ghost story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Holy Ghost, but it's a ghost story.
The most popular one of all time.
That's what I tell everybody. Allegedly, this is what I saw. Allegedly, this is what took place. Allegedly, I had this happen to me. So, because there is no concrete evidence, and the more research you do into the paranormal, to be honest with you, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm certain it is.
And it leads into so many rabbit holes.
Very much like porn.
Yes, exactly. You start on
What?
one.
You don't? No, I got that.
You got to show your IG to watch porn.
It's a rabbit hole. Well, you just keep going further and further. That's.
Right,
I
okay.
guess y'all never had that experience before. I'm sorry.
But it's a lot of fun though. But no. So you go down and like even in the Bigfoot world, there's so many different camps in the UFO world and everything in the paranormal, and everybody's stuck on one thing. Where
Now,
yeah,
Are there enemies in the Bigfoot camps? Like, it's Yeti, bitch, not Bigfoot.
yes,
Are there camps that don't like each other?
yes.
And why is this? Where's the dispute with them?
So the dispute comes in the fact of the matter with the scientific side,
Okay.
the spiritual side,
Oh,
and then a mix of both.
there's a spiritual side.
There's the paranormal side of Bigfoot. Yeah,
paranormal.
it's
Okay,
known
yeah.
as the woo.
The what?
We call it the woo.
No, that's what I call my ass. The woo. That's a woo. It's thick back there. You know what I mean? It's a little high up. You know what I mean? It's a woo.
So it all depends on what camp you fall into. And then, with what I do with the podcast and with the researching, I try and keep my personal opinions out of the camp.
Sure,
Out of
right.
camps. I'll listen to everybody. And I'll
Try to be scientific about it. You're saying objective.
You have to be.
Neutral.
So
Sure.
like you said, you're a skeptic. I'm the
Yeah.
biggest skeptic in the world.
Yeah.
I'm 100% a skeptic.
Yeah.
I mean, I go out in the woods or I go to a haunted location, and right off the bat, to my mind, it's not out here. It's not haunted.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing in my head. I don't go in going, okay, this is the most haunted location. There's so many sightings of
I don't
Bigfoot
even
here.
listen. I'm such a skeptic. I don't even believe in my great grandfather. I never saw him. I never met him. He's not real.
See, well, the funny part about that too, though, is if you look at history too, though, history only goes back 150 years.
What do you mean?
We only have knowledge of history back to 150 years. Everything else, like your great grandfather, you know of him, but you've never seen him. So we keep.
Oh, you mean like a photographic or
photographic
yeah,
or written accounts or
yeah?
anything? Only
Because
goes
I'm
back.
pretty sure the Bible goes back more than 150.
It sure does.
Now I'm not saying history or not, but I'm saying I know this stuff goes back much further.
It does. All on the written record. But again, too, though, that written record gets changed with every generation.
Right. Now, let me ask this. Was Bigfoot prevalent from the history of the world? Was he making appearances in the time of Jesus? Was he in the Renaissance period, or did he just show up more recently?
No, actually, so Bigfoot's been throughout history. Every culture has a Bigfoot story.
Mm-hmm.
Every culture, all the way back to the ancient Assyrians, they have references to giant, hairy, ape-like men.
Yeah, I've been called that.
Exact same. To where there's Dogman history, it goes all the way back.
Dogman.
Dogman.
Yeah, Dogman, which is a huge cryptid right now. There's, you have Bigfoot sightings, and you have Dogman. Dogman is leading the way in sightings.
About the Fountain Monster.
Dogman.
The Fountain Monster, well, that's Bigfoot.
That's Bigfoot also.
Yeah, that's Bigfoot. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so every region. So what's cool about the South is they refer to these cryptids down here by different names. Boogers, which is a big popular one.
Yeah.
They call them down here in the South. To where out west, Bigfoot. Further up north, in Northwest, Sasquatch.
Okay.
And they're going off of, Yeti, obviously, over in Asia.
Okay.
So, and it's a worldwide phenomenon throughout history as well. So Bigfoot's been featured. Every culture has Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Every
Interesting.
culture, yeah. To where the Native Americans refer to it all the time. To where they have Bigfoot featured on the top of their totem pole.
They were on peyote.
They were.
Yeah.
And there's also a history too of the Native Americans over here discussing a war with red-headed giants.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you look at to where the hair color of what Bigfoot could be, the Sasquatch, it's kind
It
of
does always seem to have a red hue, doesn't it?
exactly. But they,
I never noticed that, but it
Yep,
does seem they're unihair colored, Chewbacca colored, really.
Yeah, well, Chewbacca. So the actor actually had to wear a vest filming Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
because they were afraid that people were going to mistake him and shoot him for Bigfoot.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I never thought about Chewbacca looking like a Bigfoot,
Right.
but Chewbacca kind of looks like a Bigfoot.
Yep.
Dude, I imagine all the Bigfoots like praying to a Chewbacca poster.
Oh, yeah, to a poster,
Yeah,
like a Star Wars poster they found.
Yeah.
Daddy, Daddy.
He's the one who made it out.
That's hilarious.
laugh for him.
Yeah, that's great, Bunny. That's great.
I'm going to take a Chewbacca poster with me next time I go out there.
Man, it might, hey,
Might bring him to you.
Yeah, you might be like, this is my daddy. I've been looking for
You
him.
were talking about?
What?
I said, the Chewbacca poster and the
Yeah.
sound thing, and flush them out.
Maybe if you leave a Chewbacca doll out there, they think you make an action figure out of them, and they're very happy.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking since you mentioned that, don't gift. So a lot of people like to gift Bigfoot. They have Bigfoot on their property. They want to go out and leave, apples, little toys, stuff like that.
Why would you not gift the Bigfoot?
Well, okay, so it's like training an animal. So you train your dog for a treat all the time. Train your dog for a treat. Train your dog for a treat. So now you take the treat away. The dog's expecting a treat.
Okay, well, don't ever stop treating
However,
him.
ready? So what's funny is you'll hear stories, encounters where people move into a new property and they'll have a whole bunch of activity happen. From Sasquatch, and not no one realizing that the previous tenants were gifting.
Oh, I see.
Gifts for.
Well,
so-
if you're going to gift
so
him, couldn't you
Sasquatch,
set up a camera and bait him?
That's what I was just
Okay.
thinking.
Here's the funny part. So so you know your living room. You go to your living room.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put your living room in your mind right now.
Okay.
So you have your living room set up.
I do.
Now somebody goes in there and puts a camera in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there's a camera in your living room now?
Yeah.
Because that's your living room.
Yeah.
The woods are their living room. So when we go up and put up game cameras and game trails, trail cameras, they know that. That's their living room. They live there.
Oh, I
they
see.
are, they're intelligent enough, obviously, to avoid it. So they're intelligent enough to do what they have to do.
So they put on like a ninja costume then to get
They
the food.
They just go, whoa, all right, another camera, and they avoid it. But also, that ties in with the infrasound.
Yeah.
Where you get the block squash. Also,
Oh, yeah.
on the trail cams, too, though.
See, this infrasound's a new thing for me. See, I'm enjoying this new ripple of phenomena because it's like, we couldn't figure out a way to. So that's it, infrasound. I love it. It's interesting.
Well, it's a theory.
And if I'm gonna do my Google research on the tiger infrasound.
It's awesome.
Because I do want to know more about that, because if that is in fact real, and I've never heard about it, not saying it's not real, I've never heard about a lot of things. That's an intriguing thing.
Yeah. So, but also, how quick does the camera take on your trail cam? The shutter speed? They're not real super fast.
No.
So if you're moving quick, so if you try it and every hunter out there knows this, they'll catch a blur of a deer jumping through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So if they're able to move that quick,
Okay.
you're not. By the time the camera triggers, you have an empty screen.
Gotcha.
Because you're not on frame anymore.
Well, I would think if I baited him long enough that I could put cameras everywhere, a big giant light, so that when he gets to it, everything lights up.
Yeah. No, that's how you actually get rid of them.
That's how you get rid of him.
Yeah. So if you're having Sasquatch activity, and everybody will tell you this on your property.
I don't know anybody who would tell me this but you, but go ahead.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
Yeah, no, I love it. I do.
So, but you put up trail cams, you put up motion sensor lights,
And they're gone.
they're gone.
They're very solitary.
Yep. I just did an interview with a lady. They
Are there big feet ladies?
oh yeah, actually, so the Patty film, they've actually broken it down to where that's the infamous Patty film was walking through
Yeah.
in the 60s. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a female. You can actually see the breasts. You can see everything in the
I've never looked that close.
yeah. Well, this has been broken down so many times.
I mean, someone's
Yeah,
excited
they-
about
alike.
Bigfoot somewhere.
Yes, they are. I'm sure.
Someone's excited about Bigfoot somewhere. Yeah.
I'm sure it's an adult. I'm sure it's in a porn star somewhere.
Have you ever heard of the swamp or escape lizard man?
Yeah. So the lizard men are big. Reptilians are big right now as well. But
So you have heard of that?
Huh?
Because I wrote a book about it.
I know.
Oh
I
yeah,
read
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
I
a
read it for years.
fantastic book.
A hot blood, cold love.
Hot Blood, Cold Love. That's right, baby. And you should probably check that out. Or is it? Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you should check that out on Amazon. You can actually go to Patrick and the People. It's an erotic thriller I wrote.
Nice.
It's insane. It really is. But crazy enough, it's scientifically accurate. It's one of my favorite things I've ever written.
Yeah.
And I wrote it on a lark. But I couldn't, even though I knew it was going to be tawdry and silly,
Right.
I just couldn't use bad science. It just irks me to use bad science.
Yeah.
So I had to look it all up and make sure it was all accurate to use it.
Can you imagine this Google search after that week?
I had to tell my wife, but I told my wife beforehand what my Google search would be, because I didn't want her to like, what is this? Well, I'm doing, here's what I'm doing.
I got put on a watch list, and this is why.
Yeah, I know, on the watch list.
I'm sure you're familiar with some of like Arkansas's Bigfoot or Sasquatch stuff. Like I always heard about Ponca Pete growing up.
It's another name for him, yeah.
Yeah, or the Legend of Boggy Creek,
Yep.
of course, old classic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
So the Legend of Boggy Creek, a lot of the people they had in the film were actually eyewitnesses
Really?
that had encounters and stuff, and they were trying to make the film at the time as authentic as possible.
Right.
based upon their encounters. And today, it's even still, you could put it in front of a new audience, and it still scares them.
Oh yeah, for sure. It holds up.
You know,
it holds up.
It absolutely does. And so one of our next little adventures we're going on is actually to go down there.
Okay.
It's down to.
That'd be super
They
interesting.
got a museum down there, great barbecue place apparently. And I like barbecue, so I'm mainly going to go check out the barbecue.
And I don't mean this to come out as like I'm a skeptic.
Oh, by all means, skeptic.
Okay, no.
I don't mean to offend with this, but you're saying this dude can tell if there's cameras up. He can tell if you put up traps. He can tell all these things.
If you go to your living room,
come outside and be like, "Hey, everybody, I'm here. Could y'all just leave me the fuck alone, please?"
So on that note, so so all right. If you go out in the woods, are you looking? Most people go out hiking through the woods. Are they looking for Bigfoot? How many people encounter? Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so on the same token too, though, how many people? And we know there's bears, right?
Right.
We know there's bears there. We know.
I mean, right.
So
Well,
you go
sure.
to the woods.
I've seen bears.
How often?
I've actually seen him wave on the side of the road.
Exactly.
He had one come up to him at the pond
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
morning, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But again, same thing. You don't see it all the time. You go to the woods.
Right.
So now you take. So we know we have a small population of bear. Now take a smaller population of this creature.
Right.
So the encounters aren't going to be as you're not going to get as numerous ones as you're going to get with bears per se, or with mountain lions, or with any other predator that has a higher population count.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So that's the reason why they're not waving. But in the woods, they know. Again, it's like your living room. If you move a picture in your living room, you know it's been moved. You're in your living room all the time, right? And also, you don't need to. You could walk to your bathroom at night.
Okay.
You don't need to show markers or
Right,
anything
right.
either, right? Same thing with them. They know. So you know something's in the woods or their house. So
Right.
You guys, so take your mindset. You go, okay, so this is my house. Get a
I'm
freak
there.
out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hold on. We need to do something else. We can come back to this. I know
I'm sorry.
everybody. No, don't be sorry. This is what we're here to do.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's having a good time, but I need to do this real quick.
Brought to you by the new herpes. If you have old herpes, new herpes is better. It's herpier.
If you've been injured, you've been harmed by someone, you deserve justice. You deserve the peace of mind that comes from knowing someone's fighting for you as hard as it can be done. That person is Tim Reed. He's a real person, not just a billboard with a dog or, some giant smile holding up a truck. This is a guy who can really help you. You can really text him. You can really call him. You can really email him. Go to readfirm.com, readfirm.com, or call 777-7333. Let's get to something really bad.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning somebody. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny. What? This shit ain't funny.
No, it is not. In a shocking incident, 2 individuals died by suicide in the early hours of Tuesday. Ready? After lying down on a railway track in front of a moving train near Pune Railway Station. The names have not been revealed. A 45-year-old man, 42-year-old woman. Now, this is in India. The inspector said that after all the passengers exited, man and woman approached, laid down on the railway tracks just before the train started heading to the yard for cleaning. And yes, their bodies were severed in half. So my question is, if you're going to commit suicide, if you've just decided, hey, I want to end it, I want to be done with life, I'm checking out, I'm done with this hotel, whatever. Is that the way you want to? I mean, it's probably going to be horrifying and painful.
Yeah, that's a slow moving train too. No, I'll pass. No. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't even want to feel the first bone crunch, much less, be able to look at my separated midsection down there and go, hey, that's my legs over there. They're not attached anymore. That's weird.
Those were there a minute ago.
I'm skeptical too. It's one of those things, like we said earlier. I feel like we've seen this episode before.
Well, I'm just saying, I that's not the way I would choose to do it.
Right.
If I'm doing it, Look, you told me enough about fentanyl. You get sleepy on that real fast. That sounds like the easiest way to go. I just go hold it in my hand and go to sleep.
I'm going an old school toaster in the bathtub.
Oh man, no, I don't like that one either. That seems tough there. All right, let's go here then. This is a big problem. HEB, which is a store, is facing $1 million lawsuit over an incident that occurred at a Bel Air location this year when a 3-year-old girl lost 4 fingers in an accident on the store escalator. Yeah, that's bad. Attorney Ben Crump, representing the child, said the incident occurred March 30th when the 3-year-old became trapped by a dangerously wide gap between the escalator steps and her skirt. Her parents couldn't free her. 4 fingers were severed to the palm, leaving only the thumb on her right hand.
Wow.
Doctors could not reattach the fingers, so I assume they probably were mauled or mangled.
Yeah.
However, she probably is a great hitchhiker.
I'd be getting that check.
I mean, just
I'd be getting the check.
oh, there's definitely a check. Yeah, you definitely getting a check on that. That's when you want to call Tim Reed right there. If that happens, you call Tim Reed.
Yep.
Okay, you call him. He'll take care of you. But the lawsuit says the escalator wasn't maintained, safety features inoperable, resulting in the accident, which occurred at the store. It's over at, it doesn't matter where it is, but the defendants failed in their basic duty to keep customers safe. Yeah, I'd say so. And I would say that probably if I were there, HEB would now be called PJB. Those are my initials, and I would own that store because that is pure insanity. All right, let's go here. This also in India, I believe. In Hyderabad, a 24-year-old Polytechnic student fell to his death from the 3rd floor of the Pride Hotel while attending a birthday celebration with his friends. The fall happened because he was chasing a dog. Oh. And while chasing the dog, he lost his footing and slipped out on the balcony, off the balcony of the 3rd floor, and fell to his death. That's the 3rd floor. That's where Liam, what's his name, that just died? What's up with the 3rd floor? Something going on with number 3 right now? 3rd floor deaths are all of the rage.
Yeah, watch your footing.
Yeah, definitely. All right, here's another one. In Maine, 2 people are dead. Several others taken to the hospital from carbon monoxide poisoning. The Freedom Fire Chief said the home was previously known to be an illegal marijuana grow op. Yeah, and then they had a propane leak. It was discovered it was carbon monoxide from a severed heat exhaust pipe. So the Waldo County sheriffs are investigating, but they already know what happened there. Look, carbon monoxide, man, that's a real deal. I was real dumb, real ignorant a few years ago, and we wanted to put a heater in the garage. But, I didn't want to do like HVAC. I just wanted to have like a heater, but I wanted something that wasn't, the typical plug-in electric heater because they just cost so much money to run, So I thought, well, one of them is safe, and butane is safe, right? Isn't it butane that's safe?
Yeah, I think so.
But propane is not.
Right. Yeah.
Propane is what the heater I got. I put it in my garage. Okay. Ran it all night long.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something, man. I am not kidding you when I tell you that everyone in my family struggled we could not wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
It took like 2 hours for me literally to get out of bed.
That's terrifying.
And had it have gone another hour, we probably would not have gotten out of bed. All of us had headaches, didn't feel good. I couldn't go to work that day.
Wow.
At all. I mean, it was really bad. So you got to be careful with that stuff because when they say it's a silent killer, they mean that, man. I was like, I almost took my family out with stupidity.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would have been a really awful, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Shit ain't funny.
We did the same thing in the Army. We had Fort Riley. It was super cold. We were on guard duty. I was only a young specialist. We had a corporal out there, and it was super cold. And we were running like 3 kerosene heaters in this tent. And everybody got
I'd have been kerosene too. I ain't one of them.
Yeah, it
I'd
was.
have been kerosene instead of propane. I got.
Yeah, I had to get mouth to mouth to the corporal.
Did you really?
Yeah, he quit breathing and stuff. We had to get. They had no idea what was going on, and the only person who wasn't affected was me. And the doctor said it's probably 'cause of smoke.
What?
So my body was used to certain amounts of carbon monoxide already from smoking.
Maybe that's the reason I was the one that got up.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I know that sounds crazy,
Seriously, yeah.
you know, but I was just saying the other day that my mom smoked when she was pregnant with me, and at her doctor's advice.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He told her, go ahead and keep smoking because you're a small girl. You don't want the birth weight to be too high. So I was supposed to be 6'5",
Wow.
and it felt 220.
Yeah.
But because my mom smoked, I wasn't. And then I smoked from 18 till recently. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've literally had those chemicals in me since I was conceived.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, since the beginning.
Right.
I don't even know. My body's probably freaking out now. Like, hey, where's all the arsenic?
Yeah.
Where's the stuff I'm missing? I need this stuff in my life. Where is it? Yeah, it doesn't even know what to do. So that's it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was the doctor's theory. The reason why I wasn't affected at all.
Wow, I never in a million years.
I was the only smoker in the tent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So in this case, smoking saved.
Right.
I always say smoking kills, smoking saved. Yeah. Yeah, there, take that, all
My
you.
doctor tells me I got to quit smoking. No,
That's
I'm
right.
not going to die. from
You call it
carbon
lung
dioxide.
cancer. I call it saving the troops.
Right.
All right.
Patriot duty.
What do you got? What's Drunken Cryptids doing the next couple of days that people need to check out?
All right, well, so this weekend we're going to be at the Arkansas Paranormal Expo at MacArthur Park Museum, the military museum.
Okay.
Yeah, so Arkansas is doing a Paranormal Expo. We're going to have a booth set up, a table.
Okay. So everybody can come out and meet you, learn more about it.
Yeah,
But it's a what kind of expo?
paranormal.
So all things paranormal.
Yeah, they're going to have mediums there. They're going to have guest speakers there, UFO enthusiasts there,
Really?
paranormal investigators there.
And this is where at?
Here in Little Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, at the
Nice.
MacArthur Park Military Museum. Yep.
Okay. And is that where the submarine is?
No, submarine's here in North Little Rock.
Oh, that's right.
So if you haven't had a chance to go to the submarine,
I know where the the big art museum is on 9th, but this is on MacArthur.
Yes, right next to it.
Okay.
Right where they've been doing all the construction.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's right
Okay.
there. Yep.
Okay. And it's what hours? Do you know?
Saturday, I don't know the hours, but we're setting up Friday night, and then I'll be there on Saturday for sure. And then Jacob, who helps co-host sometimes, he might be there on Sunday, but I'm definitely going to be there on Saturday.
Okay. So, hey, that may be something for you to do this weekend, people. That sounds interesting. That sounds fun. That sounds wacky and wild and like,
Perfect in time for Halloween.
hey, it is. And probably lots of great selfies, lots of people watching to do. Now,
I
do
can't
people
wait.
dress up like Comic-Con for these things?
I hope not.
He said, I don't know, please don't. I'm trying to do some serious work here.
Right.
No, I have the podcast equipment set up. Part of it, people want to come talk to me about any encounters or whatnot they've had. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, awesome. Okay, how about yourself? What do you got going on over the next couple of days people need to check out?
Yeah, well, I've got, let's see, Saturday I'll be up at Gladiator Championship Wrestling in Ozark doing commentary up there for their
Okay.
Halloween main.
Now, let's see, people want to learn more about, your wrestling division and all the bouts. Where should they go to check that out? Where's the best place to go?
Pretty much Facebook. You can check out the promotion that I co-own. It's just Vapors Championship Wrestling. You can also look me up on Facebook, Rich Onefall, and
Rich Onefall.
Rich Onefall. That's it.
I
It's,
should be using that. I should be using Rich Onefall. What a great wrestling name that is. Onefall.
Introduce.
Yeah, no, I love
the
it.
following contest is set for Onefall.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got it.
Like that.
Hey, that's why I told you he's the Bruce Buffer. I told you, Manny. I'm not playing. All right, Bundy, what's the Bundy Electric got going on here in the next couple of days people need?
Man, I'll touch on that last story. If you need a carbon monoxide detector installed, hit up
Bingo!
Bundy
There you
Electric.
go.
Bundy Electric on
Bingo!
Facebook. Yep.
Don't count on me or the smoker over here.
Yeah.
He's,
No, I've got one set up at the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Only
if you
because
need
of the-
carbon monoxide,
Yeah, super easy to install. Whether it's
and do you need one of those? Do you need multiple of those? How does that work?
I think code calls for just one around.
It
your
is
kitchen
different
area.
than a smoke detector.
Yeah, definitely. They're a
People
little
don't
more-
realize that your smoke detector and CO2 detector are not the same thing.
Not the same, yeah. But they are super easy to install. You can get battery operated ones or hardwired ones. You can usually, if your smoke detectors are hardwired in your house, you can replace that with a carbon monoxide detector. It's got the same
It's
wiring
got both
setup.
of them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do that.
Yeah,
You
easy.
can do smoke detectors. You can do
Yeah, everything.
any kind of CO2, really anything electrical that you need. And if they want to get a hold of Bundy Electric, how should they do it?
Bundy Electric on Facebook.
Is it easier than that? Bundy Electric on Facebook?
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
online, I got a project for you.
Huh?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a project for you.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's how we do it around here.
It's nowhere
That's
haunted,
Pay
right?
attention, sponsors. That's how we do it around here. You see what just happened there? That's called business.
I got a
Okay.
project for you.
It's nowhere haunted, is it?
Yeah, my backyard.
It's a zipper.
All right. All right.
Haunted zipper. All right, we're out of here, guys. Man, have a great one. We will see you back tomorrow. We plan to be on time.